Okay, the false card you've got for your past is the Six of Cups. So this is a really, very, very beautiful, very innocent card. It's all about platonic friendships. It can be families, it can be reunions. But the feeling I'm getting here is, though, it's because I'm just looking at that and I'm looking at the Five of Swords together. It feels like someone's holding on, or someone wanted to hold on to you. They're holding on. I'm not quite sure whether you're still in this or whether you were, but for someone here, someone's holding on to you, but they're not fully with you, if that makes sense. I don't know if you're over this or not, because it's in the past, but it's almost like someone's trying to hang around you, and they're not quite with you. They're not in a relationship with you. They're not letting you go either. I think both of you were hanging on to this for different reasons, I think, or you might still be. So you were hoping for more. It looks like you were hoping for more. Maybe they were offering you friendship and you were hoping for more. And I think maybe you had more with them once, and then, they offered you just friendship or something like that. But you wanted more. Maybe you secretly wanted more, so you're kind of hanging on to this. That's the kind of situation, that kind of dynamic I'm getting there. Secretly kind of hoping for more. And, so if you're in this right now, if you've still got feelings for someone and they're just doing that, they can't give you what you need. They can't give you what you need. And they really, really should let go of this. They should let go, especially if they know you've got feelings, because it's not fair. And I think they do. I think they know that. They value your friendship. It's like they like your advice. They like you being around them. They like talking to you. And for them, it's like, well, why do I want to give this up? Well, I want to be friends. I don't want to lose that. It's fine. But for you, you've got to think about you. You've got to think about what's best for you in your heart and what's best for you mentally. And, this is what I'm getting. I know this is going to sound really blunt, but if you're in this situation, they can't give you what you need. They can't give you what you need. So you've really got to think about your own emotional help. They might be saying, oh, let's be friends. I want to see you. I don't want to lose you. I want to keep talking to you. It might be that they keep on messaging you, talking to you all the time. And, as a friend, but that's stopping you from moving on. That's stopping you from moving on. Just again with this Five of Swords here, that's right next to this, just in the middle up the top there. I don't think they're lying to you. I don't think they're like that sneaky man there. Well, maybe they are, but it doesn't feel like that to me. I hate having to say this, but I'm getting this as well in this Five of Swords. Obviously these two men are hurt, and so if you're still in this, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself by staying around this. That's what this Five of Swords is telling you. And I know if you're still in the middle of this and your feelings are in this and everything, the thought of walking away probably really, really hurts you right now. Like these two men are walking away, but. If you stay around this, it's going to hurt you even more later on, because you'll have put even more energy and even more time into this, and the hurt's going to be more later on. So, and if you look at the Six of Cups, this is what this is showing you as well, back in the Six of Cups here. So, right on the left-hand side of this card, there's a tiny man. It's very tiny. You can't really see it very well, but a tiny, tiny man. And he's walking away. And what he's walking away from is this very nice, very fresh, very springtime. Spring's all about new life, flowers, all that kind of thing. So if you leave this behind, that's where your new life's going to start. That's where the spring is. That's where the growth is. The growth is in leaving this behind. I know this is going to sound harsh, but if this is you, and I think you know this deep down, there's no growth here. There's no growth here. The growth is in moving on for you, if that's you. Okay. I hated having to say that, but someone needed to hear that. I really, a lot of people say, oh, don't tell me that bad news, just tell me the good news. Well, I have to give you what I'm seeing, good, bad, or otherwise. Okay, so I'll just talk about this Emperor now. I'm seeing something completely different here. I'm seeing this quite literally, actually. This is for someone, this is quite specific, I think, so just warning you. So Okay, I'm literally getting a father, or it might be a father figure. Okay, yeah, someone needs to hear this. This is important. Someone needs to hear this. Okay, I'm getting memory problems. Yeah, it's definitely a male energy. Because you've got this Emperor, you've got the King of Swords there as well. So very, very, very strong male energy, very strong person. And yeah, they used to be strong. This is what I'm getting. They used to be really, really strong. But they're not as strong as they used to be. And I keep on getting memory problems or mind problems or something like that. So if you know who this is, it feels like you've been away from them, or you've shied away from them, you've shied away from talking to them, maybe you've been avoiding them actually, because there's a lot of dominance here. This is a very dominating card, this Emperor. It's all about male dominance, and these are the rules, and so maybe they were dominant at one time. Maybe they told you what to do, maybe they bossed you around, and you've got the Hierophant right next to this as well, and that can be about rules and being strict and all that kind of thing. So again, if this is you, what I'm getting here is I think this male energy, this person wants to tell you something, and for some reason it's quite difficult for people to understand them. I don't know why that is, I'm just getting that. Now what I'm getting is you can understand them. You know what they're talking about. If they spoke to you, you'd know exactly what they're talking about. You go right back with them. So again, I was getting a father figure, so they may be your father, doesn't have to be. But yeah, they want to tell you something. And what I'm getting here is it feels like you have to be the one to contact them for some reason. I don't know why that is, but that's just what I'm getting there. And it feels like you might feel a little bit uneasy about contacting them, because there's all this dominance here in your past, lots of dominance in your past. They were very dominating. So, of course, this is up to you. You don't have to contact anyone you don't want to. But it's coming up really strongly that there's some information you need to know, and they want to tell you something. So if you do think that you want to contact them, if you know who this is, take your time, wait until you feel comfortable, wait until you're ready to talk to them. And, I think if you do, you'll be surprised. I think the conversation will go quite well, actually. And what they have to tell you, it'll benefit you, actually. I think it'll be good for you to know whatever that is. It's something you need to know. So, yeah, I hope the right person gets to hear that, because I was getting that very strongly for someone. So hopefully that's gotten out to the right person. Okay, so I'm just looking at this King of Swords now, right down the bottom here. Yes, this is very, very strong as well. There's a lot of very strong energy here, very, very strong. I'm getting this big burst. It feels like a big burst of clarity here. And the King of Swords can be about clarity. Anything to do with swords, especially the Ace of Swords, can be clarity. But this King's about this as well. So it feels like this very, very big, strong burst of clarity I'm getting. There's something you've been wanting to know. There's something you've been wanting to know, and you're going to get an answer about that. Yeah, this is about this person you need to move on from. So if that's you, this is about that situation. So yeah, there's a question you've been asking, or there's something you need to know, or something like that. And it might be that you literally ask them a question, but whatever the answer is, it's going to bring you this big, huge burst of clarity. This is what it feels like. You're going to get this answer, and it's like, oh, right, that's the reality of the situation now. I know exactly what the reality is. I know the truth now. I'm getting clarity. I know where I am. I know where they are. And after you get that, it's like, okay, I can let go of this now. I can let go of this now. So this is a really important time that's coming up for you, if it hasn't already. So, it might not be that you ask them a direct question. It's some kind of question that you're going to get some kind of answer to. It could be any way that you get this answer. It might be that you see something on social media. It might be that someone tells you something. It might not come directly from them, but you're going to get the answer to something. And yeah, it's not going to feel good right away. I have to be honest here. It's not going to feel good. It's going to feel like, because you've got a lot of emotional energy invested in this. But once you move on from the initial shock of that, I'm just getting this really peaceful, really beautiful feeling of relief that's going to kind of come over you after that. So yeah, it feels like freedom, actually. It's this feeling of relief and this feeling of freedom. So yeah, again, it's not going to be easy when you fast here, that I know that. But there's a lot of relief that's coming after that. Yeah, this is what it feels like. It's like, oh, I can finally be myself now. I can breathe now. Because I think when you're around this person, there's always that strain there, because you wanted more from them and they couldn't give you that. But there was always that little hope inside you that was kind of saying, well, maybe if I say this right, maybe if I do that, if I say that, they might realise that I'm the one they want. So I have to be careful. I can't say this, I can't say that. So you were quite restricted in what you had to say to them. There was a lot of overthinking happening here. I'm getting a lot of that. And so you're going to be free from all that. You can finally just be yourself. You can finally breathe. And yeah, this clarity that's coming, again, at the start, it's not going to feel all that great, I have to be honest. But then it'll give you this freedom. And yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to see that freedom when you're in the middle of this, when you're caught up in your feelings. But when you finally do get that and you move away, finally, it's going to be a huge, huge, huge relief to you. And what this feels like is that's one part of your life. You're going to be able to close the door on that and move on to the next part. So huge freedom here, huge freedom. So again, I don't know if you've already been through this. So it's either happened if this is you, or it's going to happen to you soon. So that's what I'm getting now. Okay, so the first card you've got for your present is this horrible looking Five of Swords. No one likes this card. Okay, before I talk about that, there's something else I'm getting in this King of Swords. My eye's just going back to that again. So I just want to talk about that first. And yeah, again, this is something a little bit specific, but I feel as if I need to say this for someone. Okay, so there's something creative. It might be a career that you tried to do once, or you took up at one time, or it might be a hobby. It feels like more than a hobby though. It feels like it means a lot to you. It feels like it means a lot to you spiritually, actually, in your feelings. It means a lot to you doing this creative thing. And it meant a huge deal to you at one time. And it feels like you put it away, or you stopped this or something, or it's fallen away, or you're doing something different now. Now, the other thing I'm getting with this is, if this is you, yeah, there's someone in your background. Now, it might be an ancestor, maybe it's an older relative. I don't know if they're here or not, but they used to do a similar thing to that. So again, it might be music, it might be painting, something creative. Yeah, very, very creative person. I'm actually seeing a lot of colours around them. You take after them. You take after this person if this is you. Yeah, I'm getting a picture of them. It looks like a black and white photo. I don't know, and you've seen this somewhere. Yeah, it's a photo of them. So I'm just getting that. So, excuse me, sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat. So yeah, what I'm getting here is, I'm getting this really, really strongly for someone. It's time to do this now. It's time to pick this up and start this again. And you might be feeling this. You might have been feeling like, oh, I think I'd like to pick that up again. You might have been thinking about this, reading about this, researching, whatever it is. Look, if it's art, you might be looking at other people's art, getting inspiration. If it's music, same thing, or whatever it is. And so if that's all around you, that's because the timing of this is really, really important to this. So I think for the first thing is, for your own peace of mind, for your own healing and your own spirituality, it's a really, really perfect time for you to take this up. The other thing I'm getting here is, this could make you some money as well. So it might be that you turn this into a business. It might be that you, I don't know, you make some kind of money out of this in the future, because you've got the Seven of Pentacles down there and you've got the Three of Pentacles here as well. So there could be some money that you make out of this. But the time to do that is now. And it feels like you've got someone watching over you. I know this is going to sound really strange, but it feels like you've got someone watching over you, probably this relative or this ancestor or whoever this is, and they're trying to kind of push you to do this right now, because this is the right time to go back to doing whatever this is. Yeah, I just want to show you something on the King of Swords. Excuse me, I've got a really sore throat here. Anyway, so if you look on the top of his shoulder, this king, It's really small, but you can just see it, hopefully. There are two little angels on his shoulder, and they're watching over him. So yeah, someone's watching over you. They're right behind you. And yeah, I keep on getting an older person, older energy. So if that's you, start this right now. That's the message I'm getting from that. Start this thing now. If you start this now, it'll put you in the right place in the future for getting the money, turning this into a business, whatever this is. But the most important thing about this is it's going to help you inside you. It's going to help your peace. It's going to help your spirituality. It's going to help you to heal. So that's what I'm getting with that, if that's you. Okay, now with this Five of Swords here, this horrible Five of Swords, so what that's showing me is, yeah, you've got all this healing you need to do. And if you're single, it feels like you might want to be by yourself for a while, because you need to heal, you need to be by yourself. That's the feeling I'm getting there. You need to get over all this. There's a lot of spiritual growth around you. Again, it's probably coming from this creative thing you're doing. I'm getting spiritual growth coming to you from that. But also, you know, the Hierophant's in the middle here, so that's, you know, literal spirituality. So yeah, I think throwing yourself into this thing, this creative thing, I keep on seeing that. That's going to help you. Being by yourself, just totally focusing on that, concentrating on that. And yeah, pouring yourself into that, because I think when you do this thing, the time just goes. You know, hours and hours go by, days go by, and you're just concentrating on this, and it's beautiful. It's fantastic for you spiritually. So yeah, it lights you up. It lights you up inside. That's what I'm getting. And you know, because I'm just looking at the Sun card that's right here as well. It makes you feel very warm. It makes you feel bright. It makes you feel light. It makes you feel alive, like that card. So again, the time is right for you to do that right now. Yeah, I'm seeing you spending all this time by yourself. Yeah, you need to be by yourself now. You need to be by yourself. And yeah, the other thing is, when you do this thing, when you're making this art or music or whatever it is, this creative thing, it's going to bring you closer in spirit to this relative or whoever this is. You'll start feeling closer to them spiritually, closer than you are now. So yeah, very beautiful. I'm getting this very beautiful, warm feeling from them. Very, very warm. Very, very generous. I'm getting laughter with them as well. They laughed a lot, and I keep on getting lots and lots of colours around them. And again, I'm getting that black and white picture of them. So if you know who that is, someone has a picture of them, might be a relative of yours, might be you. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense to someone. Yeah, I think as a Pisces with this spirituality, I'm just looking at this Hierophant here. You know, a lot of people don't understand that you get a lot of your strength from being by yourself, especially spiritually. And I think for a lot of people, they get their spiritual strength from being around people, especially in worship and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, being by yourself, and there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. But you've got to find what works for you spiritually, and they've got to find what works for them spiritually. And to me, your own spirituality is very, very personal, and you've got to follow what means the most to you and what speaks to you the most. So yeah, I'm getting someone might try and push you into being in a big group of people, maybe a church, maybe something like that. It might not feel right to you. If it does, fantastic, go for it, go and do that. If it doesn't feel right to you, because I keep on getting this, I need to be by myself. I need to focus on myself. My spirituality grows when I'm by myself. So if that's you, make sure you follow what you want. And if you look at this Hierophant, he's got his ears covered. So it might be that people are trying to force you to go into this or fit into that mold or the other one. And as a Pisces, you don't fit into any mold. You don't fit into any mold, I should say. You're free flowing, you're spiritual in your own way, you follow your own path. And I think that's the message I need to give to someone else as well. So I really hope, you understand that. I know that's all a little bit abstract, but Pisces understands abstract. You understand all that, if that's you. So, right, so with this Seven of Pentacles that's right down the bottom here, okay, I'm seeing something completely different here. So this is if you're single. Yeah, there's definitely someone thinking about you. Look at the way this man's looking at these coins. He's like, oh, I'm thinking about them, I'm daydreaming. That's how someone feels about you. It's definitely not this person in the Six of Cups. It's definitely absolutely not them. They're not right for you. I'm getting that very clearly here, if that's you. Yeah, they might be connected to you through work or something like that, because you've got all these pentacles here, and you've got the Three of Pentacles there as well up in the future, and that can be about work or the workplace. Yeah, it looks like they're going to tell you, or they're going to let you know they're interested. Yeah, they want to get close to you. Yeah, they've tried to talk to you before. They've tried to tell you this before. They've tried to tell you they're interested, but it feels really subtle, actually. Yeah, they're not very obvious. You might not even realise that that's what they've been trying to do. Yeah, they've done this before. They've kind of dropped hints, or maybe they've joked around in a little bit of a flirty way or something like that. Because yeah, they think they put work into this. Look at this man. Look at all the work he's put in. So they think, oh, I've put work into this. I've tried to tell them. I've tried to show them how I feel. But actually, it's just so subtle that you might not even know this. And the other thing is, you're in alone mode, you're in healing mode, if that's you. So that's another reason why you're probably not picking up on this. And yeah, it's the best thing for you to be in alone mode right now. So you're kind of focused on that. But yeah, at some time they're going to come out and tell you how they feel. Yeah, they're thinking about this now, I think. It's like, how am I going to approach them? That's what I'm getting on this man. Because if you look at this man, back in the Seven of Pentacles again, it's like, he's looking over at what he's already done. And he's thinking, yeah, I've put the work in. I've worked hard on this. I've spoken to them. I've done this, whatever I've done. And I'm waiting for this result, but I'm not getting the result I want. So, okay, let's look at this. What can I do now? What can I say now? So I think that's what they're thinking. Yeah, I want to talk about the Three of Pentacles now up there in the future, because it's kind of following on from this. So I'll go straight up to that now. So yeah, I think maybe this is why they've been so subtle, especially if this is someone in your workplace, because they're afraid of people talking. Maybe there's a lot of talk in this workplace, or there's gossip or something like that. If there isn't, I don't know, but they're trying to avoid people talking about you and them. That's what I'm getting here, because look at these people talking here. So that they're trying to avoid that. So if you know who all this is and what this is all about, you might not know actually, again, because they're being super careful, really, really subtle. But what I'm getting is the two of you eventually, I'm literally seeing this, outside together, maybe walking around in the fresh air, in nature, or something like that. I'm definitely seeing you together outside somewhere. Yeah, literally walking around outside. And I think when you do get together outside of wherever you are now, that's when you're really going to start to connect. Because yeah, I'm just looking at the Sun card, and obviously it's happening outside. The scene's on the outside, and yeah, it's out in the open, and it's free. It's free. Look at the freedom on this card. So that's when you're going to get the freedom to be able to talk properly. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, this is what I'm getting. This is how I'm seeing this happening. So yeah, there's a message coming in from them, or some kind of message, or they're going to approach you in some way. And again, when they first approach you again, it feels quite subtle. Again, same kind of thing, light-hearted, hinting, a bit of flirting, whatever. And I don't know if you're going to literally say no to them outright, but whatever you do, they're going to pick up from you that it is a no, or it's a knockback or something like that. They're going to feel that from you. And again, I don't know if that's what you're going to do, but it just feels very subtle. And they're going to think, well, oh, they've said no to me. Because you can see that on the Five of Cups right down here. This poor man's been rejected. He's had, he's been knocked back, and he's really hurt, and he's all upset, and he's thinking, what am I going to do now? But the thing about that card is, you can just see that in the corner. There's a bridge there on this card. So they're not going to give up. They're not going to give up that easily. They know that there are more chances there, and they can come across that bridge to you again. So I think after all that happens, after they're rejected, or they feel like they are, they're going to think about this for a while. This is what I'm getting. And then after they've had some more time, I think what they're going to do is they're going to ask you, And I think they're going to ask you to go out or be outside or whatever it is. And that's when you're going to connect a lot more, when you are outside with them. Very beautiful, very free-flowing. So they're going to rethink their strategy, really. And they're going to say, well, that didn't work. I'm going to come out and I'm going to be very obvious, very open. And that's when you're going to start to be more open toward each other when you are walking. I'm literally seeing you walking around in a park or under the trees or on grass or something in nature. I'm seeing that very, very clearly there. Yeah, I have to be honest, I can't quite see whether this is going to develop into anything serious. It might do, because there are pentacles here, so it might be, but I can't see that for sure, so I can't say that honestly to you. So, but what I can see is there's a lot of happiness with the Sun card. Yeah, lots of fun, very free, lots of free-flowing conversation, just having a nice time together, which is really, really lovely. And I think you're going to talk about things that you couldn't share when you're around other people, you know, when you're in this Three of Pentacles situation there.